everybody, it's Qubit again, trying to play some poker at NL5 this time. Now, I'm trying to go after this player over here on this table, because I've previously marked him as a fishy player, and fishy players usually don't play very well. This one played way too many cards. Apparently there are plenty of newbies around today. This one I think is fishy, but because of his the amount of hands he plays and his limping, and he's slightly short stacked. Now I don't want to go against him out of position, and the button is over here, so if I call I'll be out of position. If I free bet I'll be out of position. And he's doing the min bet thing, which is also kind of a newbie thing to do, or a fishy thing. And I still need to find the fourth table. Now this player on this table I've previously marked as a loose aggressive player. And I think I'm going to mark this player as a fishy player as well. Now the interface I'm using is from Poker Tracker 4, I think. And for some reason it is not recording or displaying what this player is doing in the appropriate spot. I think I have to go here, and then I'm not quite sure yet how to correct the seating arrangement for Poker Tracker heads-up display. Now at noon at European times, there aren't a lot of recreational players online, usually. Now this player over here I think is fishing for fishy players. Looks like he's going to get mostly regulars at his table. But I'll go and find out what's up at this table as well. Just because I want 4 tables going. I wasn't sure what's going on this other hand I lost. This one. He free bet me, he didn't free bet before, and then he does a pretty reasonable continuation bet on this board. And all I have is a gut shot to straight. And I had only 3 outs to the nut straight. And the other out was the 10 of clubs, which is not very good because it completes a flush. It is unlikely that he would complete the flush, but it is still suboptimal. Now he took some time calling my open, and oh my goodness, we have a multi-way pot. He folds. Sad mining probably. If he has one of the frees, he's going to continue, but if he doesn't, I still want to get value from my queen's hand. Now, this is just, I've just about started my day before starting to record. And in one of the hands, I got my kings in against ace king and ace king 1, which was unfortunate. Like way down here. Right here. We got all in on the pre-flop and didn't make it. Now I'm floating this over here because I might get a straight, but didn't happen, and I'm not sure. Maybe he would have called with trips or something worse than a straight. But it didn't happen this time. Now on this table we still haven't had a good hand to play against this player with. This board, this is the fishy player from earlier, and this time the HUD is correctly displayed under his name because I moved my seat. Now the strategy I'm trying to play right now is just a very standard ABC, tight aggressive. Sometimes I try to play a little bit laggy, but I have to really have some information on my opponent. Or at least notes on how they play. Because I think at NL2 and NL5 people just don't fold enough all the time. And well, for you to use a loose aggressive playing style profitably, you have to have opponents that are willing to fold a lot more than they should. So this is a typical tight aggressive fold. Now it looks like so far that this player is a loose aggressive player. I suspected for some reason he isn't betting yet. There we go. Now this might be a fishy player or another lag. So if the trend keeps up over there, I'm just going to go away from this table because having lags to my left, 2 of them in a row, is not something I enjoy. I called out of position because the hand is strong enough, but might have been better. This player, I would try to bluff this, but not with this player over here. Because he might call and I don't have anything yet. The ace queen hand here might have been a good hand to free bet with. But what do I know? I'm still pretty much a newbie in my opinion. big blind, under the gun opens, he free bets a small amount. I am out of position against both of them, and just don't like it. I don't like being out of position. This player also seems a little bit like a loose aggressive player. Maybe this guy is just a little bit fishy. But at this point, with this sample size, it's not very clear. Now this is looking like a very nitty player. Probably a lot like me, because I'm also being very nitty. Now technically this is a nice hand, but it is only nice if people have worse hands that they'll pay you off with. Which he didn't, so you still get a little bit of nice income. This is a way too big open. It's like almost obviously has something, unless it's just a very fishy, oversized open. So the labels are like this. The regular, this is the same regular, there's usually a tag player, and I have a sample size of at least 500 hands on him, a tight and a tight with 500 hands, a lag, a friend, someone. Like if someone chats with me, I'll tag them as a friend. The teal is fishy, the aquamarine or blue, sea bluish is also fishy, but the teal fishy question mark is just if I'm not sure if they're a fishy player, but I suspect that they are because they're a short stack or they're limping or min betting or doing very weird things, then I put this next to them. And as the match continues, I'll what do I do? And if they continue to show fishy signs, I'll... Where am I? I'm out of position. I think this hand could have been free bet against the unknown player to my right. Oh wow. It's a disaster. I don't know what's going on over here. He opens, I call, he calls, fishy player calls. You squeeze for a very small amount. This guy 4 bets. I'm not sure. Maybe he has a weak hand or a strong hand. I think it is more likely he has a weaker hand because of the small sizing. There we go. Yay, we had set. Well, now we have to wonder about how we're ever going to get value from it. I'm just gonna go with the old continuation bet. Hopefully they'll assume I have the jack and they have something better than that, but I'm not sure. The only hand that is a favorite against me right now is a pair of jacks or something else. Oh, yeah, we can get stacks in, maybe. Or I can call. All of a sudden he's betting the queen. Donk betting even. What do I do? It's jack, queen. Oh well. I wasn't sure what to do there, to call or raise. It seemed like he had the queen, which means he doesn't have a draw to a straight or a flush, which would beat me. Well, being a little less tight on this board over here. Table number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, we hit big, and he probably doesn't hit anything. But he's willing to bet at it, so why not? I'm perfectly happy to stack off against him. Yay. These kinds of players are why you should be selective with the tables you play at. Now I'll do a donk bet over here because I'm strong-ish. I think the term is I have equity on this board, especially against his wide open range. Fishy because of limping, and there we go. So, let's see, where am I at? Oh wow. Wait, no, all hands. Okay. So, okay. Just a steal of the big blind. I'm risking 13 to get 7 back. It's a good steal. So this is the current session, and I'm up 64 cents. Fishy player over here, there's a fishy player on that table, there's a fishy on this table, and this fishy player is AFK, or sitting out. This is a very nitty player. That's the laggy player being laggy. Very tight player. mean, tight players are nice too, especially if you have 5 of them at a 6 max table like these, because you can just steal the blinds all day long and make a steady profit just stealing blinds. And maybe making their pocket pairs that miss also fold when they're set mining. Now this table just went empty somehow. I'm not willing to play that hand. No. Not gonna play that. I got min free bet by the fishy player. I'm not a big fan of being free bet by the fishy player. It's just confusing, I don't know what it means. And this player then 4 bets and is not willing to go and get in with king queen. I might have been good, but I'm just not willing to call a 4 bet with king queen. He goes ahead and bets again. Probably, I don't know what with, but we're probably finding out. There we go. Total air. Well, on this particular hand it would have been good to call and then get it in on the flop, but I think it was just a little too marginal. Probably that is too tight of a play for me against 2 fishy players. This one might be fishy. Okay, we hit our king and have a decent kicker. He checks. Hopefully checks again, because that means the ace is nothing good. Yay. Players like this we have to have at our tables. I'm not sure. And we have a multi-way pot, so we're definitely not betting into this with for the bottom pair. Once in a blue moon, I'm willing to go and get fancy and just call on the flop and call on the turn with nothing. Or no, call on the flop and then check raise on the river or the turn. Just because I like fancy plays and that, like, maybe if it works, I just enjoy those kinds of plays. It's a bit of a marginal hand. I'll go ahead and limp along. This, I think, totally hits this guy's range, maybe this guy's range as well. And I have nothing on this board. I might hit the top pair, good kicker. Or top pair and bad kicker. I don't think that's good enough in a multi-way pot. Here we go. Pocket sevens against I don't know who. Let's try a steal. There we go, we got a steal. Check, check, we got check, check again. And the river comes blank-ish and just one. I don't know what he has. Fishy players, a lot of the time they'll check through top pair. Well, not a lot, but they'll do it sometimes. I just never know what they check through with when they limp. Usually nothing. Oh, and I timed out on this table. No, I didn't bet because a fishy player over here was sitting out and now he's gone. Other players, this one might be fishy because he's played a lot of hands out of 11, but that's not necessarily an indication of this sample size. Tag him fishy as well because of the way over shove. Yeah. And we got shot. I don't think it's going to pay me off if I hit, so I'm not gonna go ahead and risk it. Sometimes I would donk at this because of the ace, which is scary if he doesn't have it. And well, at 5 hands and 1 hand played, it looks like he's probably like 70% chance a good player who's willing to fold when the other player donk bets an ace. Jacks against king 9. Yeah, they're both being fishy. Totally totally expected. But this guy is fishy for some reason. Wow, 2 of them left. What are you doing? He's timing out, so I'm gonna try and fold him with a timeout. Over here I have a good hand and he doesn't continue. Hopefully he times out and I got a little bit of free money. There we go. Tight player opens from the button. let's see, is he positionally aware? He doesn't seem to be positionally aware. And by positionally aware I mean that he doesn't appear to be trying to be in position against anybody. Now, Ace King, it's one of the hands with which, if you get it all in on the pre-flop against a regular, you're either having a coin flip or you're way behind. Against a fishy player, it's a good all-in because you often dominate whatever Ace X hands they have. But against regulars, maybe slightly weak regulars, I don't like to get Ace King all in pre-flop because it just brings a lot of variance. You cannot outplay people pre-flop very well, but you can after the flop, like on a board like this. When you hit top pair and top kicker. Now, I turned off sound from the game. I hope you don't mind. How did this hand go? From the fishy player. He opens, it's a strong sign. How much is this? I'll just call because he opens very little, very rarely. But I think he's strong, but I'm willing to find out. Damn it. He just made it on the river and that's it. These two players, unknown players. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of doing that. Yay. I'm not donk betting against that guy, even though I want to, but... I'm doing this only because I think he'll fold, but... I'm not sure. This is just a free bet or check raise fold. So if he does anything, I'm folding. There we go. I wouldn't do this against a fishy player. I would only check raise in a spot where I think my opponent's betting pattern on that particular hand is weak. Now this guy in this hand, he well, we hit kind of big on this crappy board. And he insta calls. I don't know what it means. But we hit a full house, which is nice. And because... Oh wait, no, he's not a fishy player, he's just... If he has something he's willing to go all in with, he'll go all in. If he doesn't, I still want to get value from worse hands. I think he'll go all in. I mean, at this point, the only thing that beats me is pocket eights. And it is extremely unlikely that he has that. For some reason, he went all in with, well, not all in, but he called with Jack Queen. I don't think he would have called if I had gone all in, but he probably managed to call because I was not, forcing him to go all in. Now, in the other hand, this one, I didn't want to call because it would become a big old messy multi-way pot, and those kind of 3-4-handed pots are extremely hard to win. So I have a gut shot and a backdoor straight, and okay, this hand we play it. I'm in the small blind, which is my least favorite position because you're out of position. I have a gut shot and there's a fishy player. Well, if I hit, I'm okay. And I don't. And he wins. And, well, it turns out he would have not paid me off because the ace out there scared him. Now, in this other hand, where was it again? This three, this one. Yeah, this one. I free bet just to get a smaller pot, which is easier to win. Like, if I had just called and tried to check raise bluff 3 players, I would have got a call from somebody who hit the queen. But because I free bet and this becomes a heads up pot, I can take it down because the other player is weak. Now I think this guy will bet and I'll call, and there we go. Now we'll keep on. Oh boy. No. Probably hit the flush or something. Now, this hand. I was betting for value here and here on the flop and the river, and then flush came and I didn't have a full house. Which is bad and annoying. But I think I played it okay. It's just seemingly very obvious that he hit his flush and I didn't have the nut flush. I would have been beat by a straight, which he might have. Or yeah, I think it was a straight or a flush. Most probably a flush that he had. Check, 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 check. I don't know. Maybe get value or something. I do. Wow. This guy, I don't know, but I don't want to go and get it in with Jack Queen because whatever he's free betting with, I think he might have my hand dominated. There I go, I donk, and then I check, and he goes all in, and I give up. because the flush hit and he's betting the flush. I think there's a small chance he had something worse than my set. But if he just snap shoves like that, I think it's almost always a flush or a straight or something else nutty. Ooh, what's going on? Fold. Yay. And I'm running very decently today. I'm willing to free bet against him because his range is weak and I have a decent hand. Decent. Not going to donk. No. I'm thinking, like, will he fold if I check raise, like so? Yeah. So the fishy player to my right, but he's more of a semi-loose passive. Because of the wide gap between these two statistics. And I hit top pair, decent kicker, let's go for it. Damn it. Still a low bet. Not low enough, okay. I thought that the low bet meant he didn't have the ace. And he probably didn't have a pocket pair he might have had. But the good old set mine. Now he bets bigger than usual with these kinds of statistics. He is almost guaranteed to be fishy. Check, check maybe? Very unlikely that they both hit. I'm just gonna try to bluff at it. Here I have a tight player, and this time I have suited connectors. It's good implied odds. And I miss, but... well, kind of miss. I have a gut shot. He isn't betting very big. But I do only have a gut shot as backup, and one of them makes the flush, and I don't have the flush. Not the matching flush draw. What does this bet mean? Is it strong? Is it weak? I think it is weak. I think I could have bluffed him, but I didn't have a whole lot of time to think it through. I would have preferred to have had at least 8 outs to a straight as backup. Over here somebody went all in against a fishy player with only an open-ended straight, I think. Was open-ended? Yeah, queen, yes, it was open-ended. Against 2 pair. So I'm gonna mark him fishy with a question mark, because it was a bad play. But he isn't short stacked and he isn't playing way too many hands. So I don't think he is extremely fishy, he's just not good. Uh, and there are the fishy busts against somebody's queens. Hopefully he'll refill and we can continue getting a little bit more value from the table or the other players. Now for me this is a loose open. And we hit the dummy end of a straight draw and we don't hit. The only way we can win is by bluffing, which we'll try because why not? Well, the reason not to bluff is if we don't have fold equity, as you would call it. And we hit a straight draw or a no wait, no, flush draw. Never mind. A flush draw, and we miss on the river, and we hit on the whatever this is. Against Vanity player, I'm just calling because the Ace Jack isn't that strong against his opening range. I have 2 overcards and the Jack might not be good. I'm just not willing to go for it if I don't hit a good draw. The best I might have gotten on the river or the turn, on the turn, never mind me, would have been a top pair. And that was a very low chance of happening. And we miss our set mine, but everybody checks. Which means we can probably win it by bluffing, because these 2 are fold capable people. The situation here I think was that they had 2 overcards, and if I just let the board run out, they'll hit their overcard and I'll lose the pot. When I can just win it, or at least force them to pay to see the turn in the river before we get there. This guy to my right steals from me, but I'm fine with it because I don't want to risk being in a bad spot with a bad hand. Here I'll try a steal because I can. Successfully. Here I'll join in, I'll limp along or something. Because it's a connector and it was a min bet that I had to call. And we had the flush draw, which is nice because now maybe we can get value from worse flush hands. There we go. I seem to have a little trouble limp along. I seem to have a little bit of trouble keeping up with all of the tables everywhere. If it goes check, check again and the river comes blank, I'm going to bluff at it. I don't know what this guy is betting with. I'm just not gonna pay up to find out. That wasn't amazingly good. So I lose passive. Oh, no, I'm wondering here, like, how do I get value from this hand? I'm just gonna go bet and hope he has something to call with, but he doesn't. Like, I'll bet 50% for a bluff and 2/3 for value. Or maybe even a little bit more than 2/3. And at these stakes, I don't think it matters much what sizing you use for which purposes, because people don't notice often enough what sizing you use. Now here we had hit nothing. And this guy, let's check it. Otherwise we're not going to get value from worse hands. Yeah. There we go. Now I didn't bet the king because I think it was a situation in which I'll bluff at it with a small check raise, but and then I give up because that's the plan. He didn't fold. How much do you fold? Flop. Wait, flop. Probably a bad check raise. I thought he would fold something crappy, but apparently he had something he was willing to call with. C bets, 43. Call bets. Okay, he's very not so aggressive, so when he does get aggressive, he probably has something. Well, lesson learned, next time I won't be doing that. Let's check. Now I'm betting my second pair here, even though he might have the ace. Yay. It's a little bit freaky to bet second pair against anybody, really, but especially. I'll bet it for value for at 50%. I don't want an ace to come up. Oh boy. If this player is loose aggressive, that's a value shove. He does it instantly. An instant check shove on the flop. He did it instantly. I can try. He did it instantly. He's loose-ish, but I don't think he's shoving without a set. He is a little bit fishy or loose aggressive or whatever you like. I'm not sure. Okay, let's put it in the review there. 6-4, we hit second pair, no kicker. It's not great. Even if we are ahead right now. I'm not gonna go do fishy things. 5, 6. If he's checking the king twice, he's going to get value from me. 4, 5, okay. So I have a gut shot over on the third table. And I miss, and the board pairs up, which is good or bad. How am I doing? Okay. I'm still at the same point I was at an hour or so ago. How much do I know about men 8, 820,718? Okay, that you won, you didn't show your hand. You just... Okay, how did you play this hand? Wait, hold on. So it's all in by this stage. That's interesting. Yeah, this. You bet. He calls. Wait. Yeah. Fold. Steal. Fold. Fold. And then he checks, he bets, he shoves. Well, kind of, okay. That's reasonable, it's just unfortunate that he hit his draw. Reasonable play. Aces, how do you play aces? Oh, very straightforwardly. Wait. Oh, he goes all in. Just 3-bet shove. That's a little weak, I think, but yeah. At this point I'm thinking that this guy is fishy a little bit. Like weak. Like not a complete fishy player, but getting there. What happened here? Uh, 5, 8. Oh, what? I misclicked on something. I'm back. What? He hits 2 pair? Wow. That is so unfortunate. Checked again. I think maybe I should have waited until I figured out if maybe he had a weaker hand or a stronger hand or what he had exactly. I think I could have won it at Showdown as well. I don't have any draws. He bets a decent amount. He first unknown. No, I'm not willing to go with it. Apparently he has nothing. Apparently he has something. On this table. This tight player is getting somewhere. He calls. He hits if he was calling the flush draw. And now he's value betting. I'm not calling. This board is... In the multi-way pot, I don't like this board. Like for any particular player, if there's like a 2/3 chance if they have 2 offsuit cards that they do not have any suited cards at all. Of the same suit as the monotone board. If they have two suited cards, which is about a quarter of the time or like 1/5 of the time, sometimes a little bit more, because some people like to play suited cards a lot, then they have about a 20% chance to have the same suit as the monotone board or the monotone flop. Wow, that makes no sense. He just is so passive. He doesn't even bet his top pair, top kicker. Let's make a note. Top pair, top kicker. Unknown player opens. I have a shaky hand. I think the 50% or 1/2 pot bet means he doesn't have anything. Unfortunately, I'm out of position and the king comes and suddenly he might have something. No. I don't like pocket jacks that much because they're like the middle way between a premium pocket pair and a medium pocket pair. There are plenty of scare cards that come up again for the pocket jacks, and you're never quite sure if you can call or raise. You don't. I don't always know where I'm at when the other player bets, and I have second or third pair with my pocket jacks. Okay, there's a fishy player here. There's a fishy player over here. There's a fishy player over there. Not in a good position, but he's there and he's full stacked. He limps, I limp along. He raises us. If he folds, I'm folding too. Oh boy. Okay. So that is a min bet from him. Now, with suited connectors, I prefer multi-way pots, because your chances to win don't go down in multi-way pots with suited connectors like this. I mean, they go down, but not a lot. Unfortunately, I have no draws, nothing. Which is fairly typical. Type player probably bets a set or ace king or ace queen or ace jack. I don't know what happened on this table. Looked like some solid value betting from oh, this player. From Belarus, Ukraine, Uruguay, Ukraine, Lithuania. Now this player is bluff worthy. Ish. He's very wide on the button and I'm not going. This player. This seems like a passive player. Our statistics are VPIP, preflop raise, aggression factor, total aggression factor, fold, steal, fold, free bet, and 4-bet. At this free betting percentage, it's very low. Now, previously I have tried to color code the fold to steal statistic with green for like 80+%, yellow for 60 to 80, and red for everything else, but I haven't managed to set up Poker Tracker correctly for that purpose. I've tried to do it, but I haven't managed yet. Here I'm check calling because I don't like donk betting, but what is he thinking about? Is he on another table? I don't know. He's not visible. It seems most players, except for the fishy ones, are hidden. This player too. Check it out. Semi-loose. Also hidden. Regular. Hidden. Fishy or lag? Fishy or lag? Because of the gap, I'll call this fishy. Between VPIP and preflop raise. This guy is also fishy and it's so weird. It confuses me why people play tournaments and cash games at the same time. It's just like having peanut butter and oranges for breakfast. It just doesn't fit together. Okay, where am I at? Oh, wow, I'm way down. I didn't even realize I was way down from where I started or was at a while ago. Where did it all go? View, refresh. Just a steady decline from over here to over there. Steady-ish. This is still the ace king from earlier that I lost with against. No, I had kings, the other guy had ace king and I lost. Which was unfortunate. And from there... Button... Well, it seems like this guy has a white button, so I'll try to bluff him. Like free bet... Oh, damn it. Free bet fold, basically. No, I'm not gonna bluff. No, I'm gonna stick to my plan and not bluff any further. You can't see it on the screen, but okay, I'll move over. And the button here, when he raises from the button, it is very wide. But apparently this time he was at the top of his button opening range. Because he insta-called and... Well, he didn't bet the flop, but he bet the turn, which is still strong. And I didn't have anything myself. I don't think I would have gotten him to fold enough. And the decline continues. So I lose passive, fishy player. I don't like this table. This table is fine. This table is not good. Yay. You did a miracle. Is he willing to call? Yeah. Let's try. He'll fold a lot, but I think he'll call enough of the time in this situation. With nonsense like that. Oh man. I'm back up. Hooray. Oh man. I don't know how you managed to call with this. I was expecting him to have the 9 or something, but... At least I'm back up from where I was. There we go. Okay, let's find 2 other tables. There aren't a lot of other tables. Oh, okay. Well, so I'm just gonna join tables that are opening up. There's 2 regulars over there, there's unknown players over here. Wait a minute. Leave this and fold. No. Let's try to steal. Steal again. I don't know. This is one of my less favorite positions to be at. Against a fishy player. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is possible he has something nonsense, but I'm not willing to go too crazy with an overpair, even against a fishy player. I mean, pre-flop I'm fine, but post-flop I'm not willing to go all in-ish against a fishy player with an overpair. Not very easily anyway. Well, it's a steal attempt. I'm in position. Yeah. Then I get free bet. I can call, I can fold, call, fold. I don't think it's a terribly bad decision to call. And I'm probably, I could be an underdog, quite huge. Like with a 25% chance to win at this point. But I'll let it go. And we kind of hit a miracle. Top pair, top kicker. It's not a miracle because it's like 12% chance to happen on the turn. But I'll be happy to check call him down to the showdown. So he had an open-ended straight and he didn't hit. Now there's regular, goes all in against ace-king loses. How do you exactly play this hand? King 10. Okay, ace-king, you open, you get the free bet, you call. You hit a jack, you check, you check, check. Now you bet. And he calls, and he donks. And we're getting the green light to go all in, and we do. Or he does, rather. and he wins big pots against a fishy player. So he's capable of checking his set. I have nothing on this board. Jack has a straight and Ace Jack has the nut straight. This guy I think is betting one pair on the river. Might also be betting a jack, but I'm not willing to bluff him out of the pot or try to bluff him out of the pot because he's short stacked and he's showing the signs of being willing to call too much. This guy I think is very wide on the button, so I'm gonna bluff him. I think with this free betting percentage he's willing to go ahead and fold. And this guy is and we hit top pair against a fishy player. My plan is right now to just bet, and shove unless draw hits. Unfortunately, he didn't have anything to call with. I mean, a worse hand to call with. Now he could have improved to a better hand, so that was also why I was value betting over there. Okay, with regular, the fishy player. Checking all the players, this table isn't looking very good. This table is looking like a bit of a rock garden with tag players, which is fine if you want to steal blinds all day. Fold, fold, fold. I could have attempted steal on this, even with any two cards. And here we go heads up against Las Petush. I don't know what it means. Out of position, let's just be conservative. Check call is the plan. There we go. What did you have? Tens. So you probably would have not been willing to call with the ace and the jack on the board. Here, I will try to steal with any two cards if nobody opens. This guy, he raises open, like, he opens from the button about 11%, so he's probably not doing this with a very bad hand. Yay, we hit big. Flush hits, I'm not willing to go ahead and go all in. Because fishy players usually play any two suited cards. Well, what was I thinking? And I was out of position as well. This guy in 42 opportunities to free bet does it only now. Which probably means ace king, aces, queens, kings, and well, I don't think I have the implied odds to call and set mine with pocket threes or pocket threes, as you would call them, or I would. This guy is opening like about half of his small blind opportunities. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it with 9-8 offsuit this time, because it was still a relatively small sample size. I just folded. Wow. That is unexpected. Was expecting either one of them to have at least a matching suit card. Ace 10, it's okay against his limping range. If it's a tight player, free bets are going to be so sad. It's probably multi-tabling. Yep. Definitely multi-tabling. Attempt steal over here and there. Table 2 and 4, and it works on both tables. Good. I'm in position, so I'm calling, and I'm in position, so I'm stealing. Stealing small blinds. Yep. Oh boy. If he calls, oh wow. I have second pair, which is decent, heads up. It's still second pair, but I'm willing to go ahead and bet it because he didn't do anything. Check, check. That is unfortunate. This, I think, is a value bet, and This guy, how wide? This player is looking like a very wide player. This player is looking like, I don't know. Yeah. I have 2 overcards. Okay, good. This player, any 2 cards? No. It's just free bet fold, but fortunately the re-steal is successful. This player is very wide on the small blind and button. It's just a small sample size, but I think it is. The probability that he is truly wide and truly wide on the button and the small blind, and thus willing to fold free bets or re-steals, I think that probability is very high. Attempt to steal 41. From the cutoff, the button, small blind, and fold to steal 3 bets. Oh, he has faced steal 3 bets 3 times already. Pre-flop, folds, blind, steal. Lots, call, steal, no. No. So basically, we're okay. How wide are you from cutoff? Not at all. And it seems like only now am I able to go ahead and steal blinds. Very tight player, loose-ish, regular-ish. I don't know what these players are, but with the king suited, I'm willing to find out what the flop has. And we flop top pair, which is... it's on the marginal side of what I want to call with. I think it's perfectly fine to call or fold. Either way. I'm not sure, but I'm just not sure. The half pot bet seems weak. Even so, into a free-handed pot, it's still fairly strong. This is very weird. He has top pair, good kicker, and goes all in at some point. Jack 6 looks like he's semi-bluffing. Oh no, not at all. He is not bluffing at all. He is not, he is not semi-bluffing. He is bluffing completely, or spewing. Against someone who isn't fold capable. This table is empty again. Here we have one fishy player. Here we have one fishy. We have maybe a fishy player. Loose aggressive look-alike. Or a fishy player. It might also. It's on the razor's edge of what it might be. Yeah, I think it's a loose aggressive. Because loose aggressives tend to play the button and the cutoff a lot. Well, it's a small bet. I'm willing to go ahead and find out. I'm thinking because of his high aggression factor, he might be willing to fold in this position. If I free bet. And I have a gut shot for backup, but that isn't quite good enough. And I have no backup here, only a gut shot, and it isn't even a very good one. I think this player is fishy because of the shove and the short stack and the min bet, or min raise. Excuse me. And it is nice, he is to my right, so... If this guy min free bets and calls... This is a very funky play. Here we have a pretty good suited connector. Hopefully we'll get some multi-way, but no. Well, we might still, but this guy is short stacked against. Oh boy, we're out of position against this guy. He free bets. I think he is a good enough player to fold whenever we hit something nutty, so I'm not willing to go ahead and do it. Uncall, I just no. Looks like a steal. It smells like a steal. It feels like a steal. It is a steal. That's very lucky for him. This adds... gonna go ahead and steal. Now I think the free deuce offsuit, obviously is not the best card you could have, but against any other two random cards that don't match your free or your deuce, you have still a 1/3 chance to win at showdown against any random two cards that aren't pocket pair. And when you do hit something, it is a bit less believable that you have hit something with your 3 deuce, suited or unsuited. Here he hits his set. Wow. This seems unnecessary, but oh wait. The free bets from there is fine, I think. I just think that this free bet is a little bit high variance, because a lot of the time it's going to have a jack or better, and then you have scare cards like this coming up. What do you call this? Yeah. And I don't like high variance plays. I just prefer steady and safe income, like I think most people who try to profit at poker. Where am I at? Okay. Still running a profit from mostly the last hand I played. Or the last fishy player I won a big pot against. This table is not looking good. This table is not looking that good. This table is... As a fishy player, this table is sitting out. So we're going to go ahead and find two other tables to see if we can find exploitable players at. How many hands? 676. We have a win rate of like 16, I think. 15. Okay. Okay, let's see. Big pots. This one. This guy seems a little bit loose. With this many pots, one in a row. How did this play out? Button. I'm thinking here. If I call, I think if I hit, I'll get more value. If I don't, I'm screwed. But I think it was more profitable to call than 3-bet, but in retrospect, it might have not been. Well, there we go. We have now flush draw. Crap. This guy, what's he doing? Yeah. Not out of position, no. I don't know what's going on over here. The cards are not helping. don't know what's going on. 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. Didn't hit a straight. I think we kind of got hit and run over here by that player. I'm not quite certain about it. Like hit and run is when someone joins, wins a big pot and leaves. That's basically hit and run. Hit and question mark. Okay, just for future reference. I think by now it has happened like 15 times that somebody joined and won a big pot against me or somebody else and then almost right away left again. And the first 10 times I didn't recognize it, I got annoyed by it, but I didn't really recognize it until I looked up what hit and running means. And now I realize what it is, and I find it a little less frustrating because I know what it is that's going on most of the time. And we have tables. Okay, now I'm gonna go and quit for now. Maybe I'll continue later. Thank you for watching and I'll see you later. Okay, so how did it go? Refresh. There we go. I don't like heads up. I'm not good at it. Okay. There's that. This. That's stop.